Hello everyone, welcome to the KZGN News. Today we're bringing news from the weekend's elections, debate notes, news from the China Lake, news from the Ridgecrest Police Department, upcoming events, today's gas prices, weather, sports, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Wicknick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. Now the latest election coverage. Last Saturday, primaries were held in Kansas, Louisiana, Kentucky, and Maine for the Republicans, and Nebraska for the Democrats. On Sunday, there were elections in Maine for the Democrats and in Puerto Rico for the Republicans. In the results from Saturday, Trump won 2 states, Cruz won 2 states. For the Democrats, Sanders won 2 states and Clinton won 1 state. For the Republicans, Trump won Louisiana and Kentucky and Cruz won Kansas and Maine. Rubio and Kasich were in 3rd and 4th place in these 4 states. On Sunday, Rubio won Puerto Rico with a huge margin. He is the only candidate that campaigned there. What is interesting in Puerto Rico is that they allow 6,000 prisoners to vote there. And while Puerto Rico votes in the primary, since they are only a territory and not a state, they are not allowed to vote in the regular election in November. The Republican delegate count now has Trump at 384, Cruz at 300, Rubio at 151, and Kasich at 37. Trump has won 12 states, Cruz 6 states, and Rubio with 1 state. A candidate needs 1,237 delegates to win the nomination. There are still 1,585 delegates available. For the Democrats, the delegate count has Clinton at 672 and Sanders at 477. Clinton has won 11 states to Sanders winning 8 states. The winner has to get 2,382 delegates to win. There are still 3,136 delegates available. This Tuesday, March 8th, there will be elections in Hawaii and Idaho for the Republicans and in Michigan and Mississippi for both parties. The next big elections will come in about a week and a half now. The Tuesday, March 15th elections will be held in Florida, Illinois, Missouri, Northern Mariana Islands, North Carolina, and Ohio. Most of these are winner-take-all delegate states now. This is the big one because Florida is Rubio's home state and Ohio is Kasich's home state. Those poor people in Florida and Ohio are going to be going crazy by the end of the next week. They will be inundated with advertising and most of it will not be very nice. And of course, everyone is watching to see if the establishment attack effort can take out Trump. In debate news Sunday evening, there was a Democratic debate. It was in Flint, Michigan. This is the site of the recent water tragedy that happened there. The debate was hosted by CNN. This one was different in that the audience asked probably at least 2/3 of the questions. There was just one moderator and one CNN questioner. Clinton and Sanders were generally polite. However, Sanders did make inroads to the differences between them. What was amazing was the debate went for 2 hours, and there was never one question about national security. Not one. Never one question about how they were going to generate new jobs. However, the candidates did barely touch on the issue during a half-hour attack on Wall Street and big banks. There was no discussion about illegal immigration. There were no questions to Clinton about her email investigation. No questions about their plans to pay for all their handout programs. However, Sanders offered a comment that the billionaires will pay for his programs. The main topic that loomed over most of the debate was attacking the Republican governor of Michigan for the water problem in Flint, with no accountability question to the mayor of Flint. There was talk of the conditions of the public school systems and supporting unions, especially the teachers' unions. A question on how the unions should handle underperforming teachers went to the side by spin from Clinton. She refused to even acknowledge that there might be any teacher problem, instead attacking the school systems. They spend a lot of the time arguing on how Sanders will attack Wall Street and billionaires, while Clinton will go light on them. Sanders challenged Clinton to release the transcripts from her Wall Street $600,000 in speeches. She refuses until all candidates release their transcripts. Sanders told her it's not about the Republicans now, it's about her and him. Sanders said, "I have no speech transcripts to release, so how about it?" Clinton, for some reason, refuses to release them. They talked about all the evil the NRA and the gun lobby does. Clinton trying to make herself the one that favors more gun control than Sanders, there was talk about the water problem in Flint, Michigan also. Almost 15 minutes about the water problem. There was a lot of Sanders challenging Clinton on her past record. She really didn't want to talk about the past record, and she said so. While the audience asked most of the questions, most were about Michigan issues, and that's to be expected from a Michigan audience. It was striking, though, that no one asked about national security. In news associated with a missile developed here at China Lake, the Army and Tucson-based Raytheon Missile Systems have test-fired the latest version of the company's vulnerable Sidewinder air-to-air missile from a ground launcher to down an unmanned aircraft target last Wednesday. Raytheon said that an AIM-9X Block II Sidewinder missile was launched from a prototype multi-mission launcher, a new ground-based launch system under development by the Army. The test was performed in March at White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico, and details were announced by the company at last Wednesday. The AIM-9X missile locked onto an unmanned aircraft before launch and then intercepted and destroyed the drone, which was flying 1,500 meters above ground level. The supersonic heat-seeking Sidewinder is normally fired from aircraft at aerial targets, and Raytheon says the test demonstrated that the latest AIM-9X variant can also be used without modification for ground-based air defense. Originally developed for the Navy at China Lake, California in the 1950s, the Sidewinder has been fielded by more than 30 allied nations and was first used by U.S. fighters during the Vietnam War. 18 nations currently field the AIM-9X, which Raytheon has been making for 14 years. The Block II version, declared operationally ready in March, adds a data link to direct the missile to its target in mid-flight. The launcher is designed to provide 360-degree protection while firing at multiple targets at the same time. Besides unmanned aircraft, potential targets include cruise missiles, rockets, artillery, and mortars. This is just further development and use of a missile system designed and deployed through China Lake. Now stay with us for news from the annual Pact Award Dinner when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. In PAC news, the Police and Citizens Together organization held their annual awards dinner last Saturday evening. This dinner was to provide a venue for the Chief of Police to thank the organization for their support to the city and police department. PAC donated over 13,000 hours last year. Vice Mayor Acton attended the ceremony. No other council members attended. The chief gave a nice speech. Here are some of his comments.
We are the farthest community from the county seat. We're the third largest community in the county, and granted, we're a safe community. You're right, you can probably cut our jail out because, hey, Ridgecrest is, safe, we don't have any gangs. Well, that should be the litmus test. The litmus test is that there are some things that you provide your citizens because it's needed, because we've utilized that jail to keep our officers on the street. Not only our officers, but the county officers, the CHP. When you have one deputy on out there in Indian Current, and he's running the Mojave, or more likely going to be Bakersfield because Mojave's closed most of the time, who's going to be protecting the citizens in the unincorporated areas? Now, more likely, we're going to get the call, we're going to respond, because we tend to work together. But so every time I turn around here, it seems like the criminals have the upper hand, and everything in law enforcement is being cut back. The jail for us, if it closes, is significant. The county's taking their budget loads and they're putting them on us. Now, luckily for us, the citizens of Ridgecrest, the citizens, voted for Major L back in 2012. We elected to be self-help. We elected because we know public safety, help maintain our roads, is what we need to do as a community. Because I'm telling you, the feds, the state, and the county are not going to give us any money to take care of ourselves. We have to do it ourselves. So we've taken that Major L money, we've maintained public safety. Because without it, I guarantee you we would not have the community we have today. We have 13 officers, actually take it back, 15 officers on Major L. 3 more employees on it also. Without it, we would have half our police department. Now some would say, well, Chief, you're overruling. I got too many cops. No, we have maintained the bare minimum we need to be able to keep this community safe. If it hadn't been the PAC coming in and helping filling out the holes and helping us out on all this stuff, even where we're at, we wouldn't be able to make it. 13,000 hours to us is a lot. 13,000 hours to me is immeasurable. And the fact that you guys are our ambassadors. When somebody comes up and says, hey, the police department is this, the police department is that. Well, most of you people have free access to our department. You know exactly what we're up to. You know exactly how many calls we go to. And you know we do our best to help maintain public safety. So if the county jail closes, what are we going to do? Well, first of all, we're going to use major all funds, hopefully, to be able to hire a couple of folks, CSOs. We've rewritten the job description to include transport officer. To be able to allow that person, or have a couple of people that will then transport our folks and can keep cops on the streets to respond to 911 calls. We're also going to rely on PAC. We've had about 20 PAC members volunteer to help us monitor the jail. In other words, do prisoner checks. Volunteer to probably go through the 8 hours of training we have to do to be able to allow you to go in and watch our prisoners. So our officers don't have to come off the street every half hour, every hour to do a jail check. Now my hope is that the county will enhance public safety, will enhance Sheriff Youngboy's budget, instead of cutting them like everybody else. Because in these days, every time we turn around, we're being cut. The state's releasing prisoners, put more burden on the county. Now you've got the county being asked to take a cut, and the sheriff, for whatever reason, decides it's going to cut it. So I hope that come July, the sheriff will keep the jail open. We won't have to spend $150,000 to be able to help maintain our public safety. But if we do, hopefully we'll be able to use major up, which is a self-help tax passed by you as voters to maintain our community. Because without safety, we have nothing. Without safety, we have, I know you're angry, you're looking for it. I'm preaching over here. I got it, but you got away. You got it good.
If anyone is interested in joining PAC, call the police department at 760-499-5100 and ask for the PAC coordinator. And here's another traffic safety event from the Ridgecrest Police Department. On Monday, March 7th, they are starting bicyclist, pedestrian, and enforcement patrols. On Monday, the Ridgecrest Police Department will step up bike and pedestrian safety enforcement operations with focused enforcement on collision-causing factors involving motorists, pedestrians, and bicyclists. The department has mapped out locations over the past 3 years where pedestrian and bike collisions have occurred, along with the violations that led to those crashes. Extra officers will be on duty patrolling areas where bike and pedestrian traffic and crashes occur. This is an effort to lower deaths and injuries. Officers will be looking for violations made by drivers, bike riders, and pedestrians alike that can lead to life-changing injuries. Special attention will be directed toward drivers speeding, making illegal turns, failing to stop for signs and signals, failing to yield to pedestrians in crosswalks, or any other dangerous violation. Additionally, enforcement will be taken for observed violations when pedestrians cross the street illegally or fail to yield to drivers who have the right-of-way. Bike riders will be stopped and citations issued when they fail to follow the same traffic laws that apply to motorists. All riders are reminded to always wear a helmet. With those under 18 years of age, they must wear a helmet by law. Pedestrians should cross the street only in marked crosswalks or at corners. Bicycle and pedestrian fatalities are rising in California as more people use these non-motorized means of transportation. Locally, the Ridgecrest Police Department has investigated numerous fatal and injury collisions involving pedestrians and bicyclists during the past 3 years. In 2013, California witnessed 701 pedestrians and 141 bicyclists killed, accounting for more than 28% of all traffic fatalities. That is an amazing statistic. 28% of all traffic fatalities involve pedestrians and bicyclists. Funding for this program is provided by a grant from the California Office of Traffic Safety through the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. In news from the Kern County Adult Protective Services Department, Jeremy Oliver, Program Director, has announced SCAMS training here in the Valley. There will be 2 Valley locations for the training, The first training in the Valley will be in Inyokern Wednesday, March 9th at 10:30 a.m. It will be held at the Inyokern Senior Center, 1247 Broadway in Inyokern. The second training class will be held Tuesday, March 15th at 10:30 a.m. The training there will be held at the Ridgecrest Senior Center, 125 South Warner in Ridgecrest. Please join Aging and Adult Services, Adult Protective Services Division, as they address the various scams targeting our seniors. This is their first event to provide education to the public on this topic. Additional workshops will be scheduled throughout Kern County in the coming months. Michelle Brown, an Adult Protective Services worker, will be educating the public on grandparent scams, IRS tax scams, contractor scams, and identity theft. The event is free and open to anyone who wants to learn more about scams to protect themselves and those they care about. For more information, please contact them at 661-868-1000. This is great training for our seniors. Again, this training will be March 9th in Inyokern and March 15th in Ridgecrest. In news from the Ridgecrest Regional Hospital, we get news of an upcoming health fair. The health fair is to be held this Saturday, March 12th. It will run from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. It will be held at the Kerr-McGee Center here in Ridgecrest. Entrance is free. If you want to get screenings, they will be available for $35. People are asked to call 760-499-3825 now to make an appointment and get fasting instructions before the event. There will be a $5 lunch available. There will also be activities for the kids. Now stay with us for weather and sports when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Now here's Lane with the weather.
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, severe thunderstorms are possible today and tonight across portions of the southern plains. Heavy rainfall and flash flooding is also possible. Further west, heavy snow is possible in the California mountain ranges and the Cascades today. Snow will also spread into the Great Basin by later today. Temperatures across the nation. Carolinas at 56, Georgia at 64, Arkansas at 67, northern Texas at 70, Arizona at 68, and Los Angeles at 56. And for us locally, tonight, a 30% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 37, west-northwest wind 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 15. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 66, west-northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, clear with a low around 40, west wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 71, northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear with a low around 43, west wind 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny with a high near 70, west wind 5 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low around 43, southwest wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. And Friday, sunny with a high near 70, south-southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tom.
Thanks, Lane. And now here's Tom Heck with sports.
And a very pleasant Monday early evening to everyone. Well, by now, most of you have heard Peyton Manning has decided to retire after 18 seasons. Boy, what a great quarterback he was. 3 Super Bowls he's responsible for. Boy, what a way to go out. He won the championship this year, was injured, missed about 5 games, but came back at the end, played hurt a lot of the games that he did play in, and the 39-year-old able to get another Super Bowl for the Denver Broncos. There probably won't ever be another Peyton Manning. He was very colorful, very articulate, just a great team guy. Never about himself, but always about team. And this day and age, that's not always the case with a lot of these folks out there. All right, let's talk about the NCAA. It's basketball season towards the end right now. If you're a great NCAA basketball fan, March Madness, well, here it comes. Enjoy it. Now, teams are kind of jockeying to see who's going to get in the tournament. A lot of the tournament league games are this week coming up. Now, a lot of the winners will get automatic bids from all the tournaments, including the Pac-12, which is the only hope that UCLA will have to get in the NCAA tournament this year. USC is probably on the bubble themselves. Number 12, Maryland loses to 14, Indiana. Both those teams should have automatic tournament bids. Memphis on the bubble. They've been in the NCAA tournament the last 7 years in a row. They beat East Carolina. They're going to have to wait and see now what happens if they don't win their outright league title. All right, University of Northern Iowa defeats Evansville. Now, that was a buzzer beater shot, and now what makes that significant, they punched their ticket for the NCAA tournament. That was a Missouri Valley Championship game. They played it a week early for TV, and they're in. Also, Austin Peay from the Ohio Valley League wins their tournament. They're in. A lot of the smaller schools get in with automatic bids when they win their tournament. Cincinnati on the bubble. They end the regular season. They beat SMU, the number 24 team. Now, SMU, their season's done. They end up 25-5. A great year for Larry Brown, but they're ineligible because of discipline by the NCAA. Gonzaga, a little bit on the bubble. More than likely, the win last night gets them in. They're 24-7 now, with the WCAC tournament coming up next weekend in Las Vegas. San Diego State beats UNLV. San Diego State right on the bubble also from the Mountain West for a tournament bid. Utah from the Pac-12 punches their ticket. They beat Colorado 57-55. Number 4, Virginia beats Louisville. Louisville season done. They're ineligible for postseason play. Number 16, Iowa beats Michigan. Now, Iowa probably will be one of the top 4 seeds from one of the 4 seeding divisions areas that they have when they do the seeding next week. That's how good they are. They've had a great season. Number 25, Cal trailed most of the game. They beat Arizona State on Saturday night in Tempe. They came from behind to do it. They win by 3. So more than likely, that'll put them in the tournament. They've got also the Pac-12 tournament to play this week. Oldest rivalry in college basketball, North Carolina beats Duke, number 8 over number 17. Long Beach State locally beats Cal Poly. Irvine over Riverside. Now, Irvine has a share of first place for the Big West. I'll announce those pairings tonight for their tournament. They share championship with Hawaii. Number 18, Arizona beats Stanford. They beat him badly. Boy, Stanford got knocked off by Arizona and Arizona State. And all of a sudden, they're a little bit on the bubble for the NCAA tournament themselves. Number 9, Oregon over USC. SC probably on the bubble. They're 20-11. Might be good enough to get them in, but they may have to win one more at the tournament, the league tournament. And number 5, Xavier. They've already punched their ticket. They beat Creighton. Basketball fans, a lot of excitement coming up. Want to mention the Lakers. The Lakers beat Golden State. Only their 6th loss of the year. I'm talking about Golden State. Only the 12th win for the year for the Lakers. I'm talking about the Lakers. Anything on a given afternoon, who would have thunk it, even though it's just a regular season game, you're not going to win them all. But the Lakers who lost by 40 the other night against Atlanta, beat Golden State. Well, there are miracles. Tom Heck for KZGN.
Now, KZGN continues effort to provide news and information you've asked for. Here are today's gas prices for Ridgecrest and some surrounding areas. Well, since my last report on Friday, local prices continue to hold steady. Ridgecrest still has the lowest prices in all the areas we are monitoring. As of this morning, Ridgecrest is ranging from $2.17 to $2.79, Lancaster from $2.39 to $2.89, the LA Valley area $2.33 to $2.49, and the Bishop area $2.63 to $2.79. We have 3 stations at $2.17 per gallon. We at KZGN always suggest you shop locally to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay sales tax out of town, you're helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. So that's the news for today. All of the KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay tuned for Ridgecrest Talk coming up next.